but it's just not going to work out that way. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome back to the Shaun Attwood channel. We're live. We've got Asha from Australia here. Asha the mod, Asha the legend, over from Australia. So big shout out to Asha, right?
Heyo.
There we go. But listen, we're going to jump into some of this Diddy updates because I've not heard anything since yesterday when they broke up for lunch. And I imagine there's a lot. So we're going to try and power through this because I know it's probably old news to some of you. So, yes. Give me a second. Done. So, Mr. Combs, the little rascal. Wait a minute. Are they still updating this? Are they still in court? Oh, maybe they're still in court. But Ron, it's been one of those days today. It's been one of those days. All right. Is this right? Is Ron doing his job? Yeah, an hour ago. All right. So, did court start late today or something? I do not know. All right. So we're still in the cross-examination of Cassie. She's still not had the baby. Oh, man, there's a lot from today. Do you know what? We're going to jump in from today. It's what we're going to do. You all right? Yeah. All right. Okay. So, okay. Let's do it. It's freaking podcast, baby. Let's do this. All right. So the scene outside the courthouse is a bit more stand than on opening day, but it's not just report. Okay. No one cares. Let's just get into the courtroom. We're all waiting for it to retake the stand. Okay. Savile has been handling the defense's team cross-examination of Cassie Ventura, has a history of handling complex cases. But even for the experienced attorney, this is a delicate trial. Defense attorneys generally like to aggressively pursue potential contradictions in testimony to paint witnesses as not credible. In cases like this, it is a tactic that can also backfire. Aggressive questioning of a visibly pregnant celebrity witness may seem too harsh for jurors. They spoke about that yesterday. This could be yesterday's. Ron gets things wrong all the time. The courtroom is open on the fifth day of testimony. Will begin shortly. Attorneys are filling the room. Let me just get to some of the meat here. Okay, here we go. As Cassie Ventura prepares to testify once more, Shaun Combs is wearing a light beige sweater. Why are we still not questioning the defense? What is going on here? Combs is black during the incident. Okay. Defense attorney Savile pulled up the text between the couple in which Shaun Combs proposed having sex with Cassie Ventura shortly after the beating at the Intercontinental. We need a different vibe, Ventura wrote back, referring to the attack. Combs appeared to feel sorry about the incident. The couple signed off by texting each other, "Love you." The defense brought up the video of Shaun Combs in rehab talking about his love for God. Earlier, the prosecution tried to block the video being shown because it could paint Combs in a positive light. Defense attorneys hope it portrays Combs as a deeply troubled man seeking help for his problems, not a racketeering mastermind. The jury will not see the video, but Cassie Ventura will to jog her memory under cross-examination. There's images of that brutal video. What do you remember following the period of interaction in the at the Intercontinental incident? The defense attorney and it's asked Cassie Ventura. Not a whole lot. I ended up back in New York doing a promo for the movie. After that, I don't really remember too much. Ventura replied, referring to her 2016 film, The Perfect Match. In earlier testimony, she noted that she attended the film's premiere party 2 days after Shaun Combs beat her in a hallway of the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. Ventura said she also attended a spa in Sedonia, Arizona for a week to detox from the heavy narcotics use after the beating. The defense is questioning Cassie Ventura about the 2013 birthday party for her brother, where she allegedly got into a physical altercation with a woman and told Sean Combs she tried to kill the B word. The lawyers just broke for sidebar to discuss more evidentiary issues, which has been happening a lot Friday morning. Yeah, there's been a lot of chitty chat and a lot of discussions about what can be shown and what can't be shown. Hopefully, once we get past the cross-examination of Cassie, I think we all kind of feel that this is going to amp up a lot. They got through the first two witnesses, I do believe, in a day, and I imagine that Cassie's pregnancy has been a reason for the slowdown, shall we say. Sean Combs was upset after the SEX videos of Cassie Ventura leaked. He testified Mr. Combs would make sure that a video would not get released, right? Anna asked the Savile. Combs' attorney Ventura seems to confirm this. The defense is apparently trying to portray Combs as a protective of Ventura of the couple's intimate videos, in contrast to her previous testimony that Combs used SEX videos to blackmail her. I mean, surely they can't expect people to believe that Diddy's not capable of playing the double side to this. It's freaking craziness. Cassie Ventura is normally unflappable on the stand, but you can hear her voice shrink as the defense asks her about her mental health and substance abuse. An attorney asked her what medications Ventura is taking, mentioning pseudoboxin and buprenorphine substances for opioid treatment. The rehab center Ventura has services for SEX addiction and SEX compulsion, the lawyer noted. The rehab center Ventura went to has services. Okay, wow, that is wild that they put that. The lawyer noted it also treats something called love addiction, where you're treated were you treated for any of these things? Ventura said she was not. That's a dirty move. Prosecutors have objected twice during the sensitive line of questioning while the judge allowed the defense to carry on. He has now called for a brief sidebar. Okay, about the sidebar. Okay, we have returned to court and picking up the exchange and the text message between Sean Combs and Cassie Ventura from 2010. Previously on Direct, Ventura testified that in these text messages, she wanted to tell Combs that she did not want to participate in the freak-offs, but was afraid he would be upset. The defense is bringing up the text message from around that period when Ventura asked to have a freak-off with a girl. They are most likely hoping to paint her as complicit in organizing freak-offs and not coerced. Note the messages are on a BlackBerry phone. The defense is asking Cassie Ventura about a weedy series of date text messages with prosecutors that seems confusing even to her. There have been multiple objections and a sidebar and a little coherent testimony. The defense is currently bouncing between an incident in 2018 where Ventura claims Sean Combs arred her in Malibu and her account of that incident to federal prosecutors in 2023 after she filed her SA lawsuit against Combs. The defense has also asked her to recall meetings with prosecutors in 2025. Oh, wow, we've got a little thing now that tells us there's an update. Nice. The defense is zeroing in on a series of text messages from... Okay. Attorneys, different messages potentially laying out. I don't want to have a conversation where you break up with me again. I want you to love me. I need you to love me. Combs wrote in one message. The couple agreed to see each other and embrace. All right, interesting. The defense is proving events from September 2017, September 27, 2018, when Cassie Ventura saw Combs met and had SEX weeks after he allegedly arred her. In a previous testimony, Ventura had said that she'd consensual SEX with Combs after the R, explaining they'd been together 10 years. You just don't turn off feelings that way. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's really complicated because I feel like a lot of those feelings for a lot of people would be diminished by the R-ing, but then you've not got a decade of conditioning. It's so complicated, man. Like it really is. Now she's being cross-examined about the missed video call Ventura received on September 27th from Alex Fine, her then boyfriend and her current husband. Ventura has testified that Fine punched a wall upon learning he had sex with Combs. He had sex with Combs that night. A long morning of questioning seems to have had an effect on Cassie Ventura. She's fidgeting in the chair, leaning forward to read on a screen, leaning back, appearing tired and dazed. On Friday alone, she has been asked about her stint in rehab, the R allegations, and whether her current husband was aware of the extent of her relationship with Shaun Combs. She has been asked to read dozens of messages over the course of 15 years. She is also 8 months pregnant. The court is recessed for lunch. Okay, right. Let's power through this. So they're still going through all these texts. And again, there's been a lot of frustration, I think, with people on the Webernet, people that are covering this. They're talking about, we're not hearing much about RICO. We're not hearing much about anything other than this DV situation, the horrors that Cassie's gone through. And I hear a lot of people complaining, but I feel like we should just be letting them cook, right? Like, I feel like surely this isn't going to fall apart, is it? Like, he's not going to get off of this. What do you think? You think he's going to get off of this? You're worried he might. That's not good. That's not good. Like, it's not. I mean, they'll get you in camera there. But it's true, right? I mean, I hope he doesn't. Let me turn the noise gate down too. Of just blowing up in people's faces is what it's got a habit of. I'll just turn the noise gate down on this. People will be able to hear you. But, oh no, we can't do that. That's too much noise in my ear now. But it's true. I mean, I made the joke that if we end up with Diddy getting a Christmas #1, that would be madness, right? But there's a lot of people chatting about how this could go horribly wrong still. But I'm still putting my faith in the system. I can't even say that with a straight face. I'm going to put my faith in something that they're cooking. Something's going to happen. We're going to be fine. The jury is back in the room. Cassie Ventura is back in the witness stand. The defense and prosecution have also reached an agreement to redact portions of certain text messages they want to submit. Cassie Ventura said that she never met up with Shaun Combs after seeing his ex-partner Kim Porter's memorial service in 2018. We asked whether Combs had let her go. Since then, Ventura passed. I don't know about letting me go, he said. The defense had a brief exchange with Cassie Ventura about a tour she cancelled recently. Shaun Combs' attorney, Anne Estavo, referred to the settlement money she received from Mr. Combs after she filed her transportation lawsuit against him in 2023. Estavo asked if she cancelled the tour because she had received $20 million settlement. Cassie Ventura smiled and she answered, that wasn't the reason why. Okay. Cassie Ventura said that Shaun Combs reached out to her multiple times since 2018. The year she claimed that he R'd her and he saw him for the last time. The defense showed the Ventura a series of texts that Combs sent her 2019 and 2020, congratulating her on her pregnancy, telling her he misses her and that he's sending her love and light, and that he had a dream about her. Ventura mostly didn't answer these texts except to thank Combs until March 2020, when Combs texts that he misses his best friend. She definitely been rough without your friendship. Combs continued after Ventura thanked him and said that she misses him too. You were there with me throughout everything. You were my ride or die. Oh, again, don't ever communicate in text messages after this. Like, emails and text messages from like 10, 15 years ago and that. What? Could you imagine? You're sat there in court and there's emails that you've forgotten that you've even sent being pulled up with stuff like that in it. Stuff like that in it. Oh, man. They're so sneaky. They're so sneaky, these defense lawyers. Okay, anyway. Let's carry on. The defense have a brief exchange with Cassie Ventura, R&B artist, about tour recently cancelled. Shaun Combs' attorney asked Ventura if she cancelled. Yeah, we know all this. We know all this. Okay, wrapping up its nearly 2-day-long cross-examination of Cassie Ventura, the defense asked about her reaction last year when CNN aired leaked security footage showing Sean Combs beating her in a hotel several years earlier. Sean Combs' attorney, and Esteviavo, I'm going to say it different every time, asked Ventura about an Instagram post she made in which she said, domestic violence is the issue. Combs' team has tactically acknowledged that he physically abused Ventura, but argued that domestic abuse does not prove the government's transportation and racketeering charges. Sadly, you have to agree with that, right? Which is annoying. The defense ended its cross-examination of Cassie Ventura by raising a text exchange from 2012 in which Sean Combs wrote he wants to freak off one last time that evening. Defense attorney Anne Estavio pointed out Ventura's reply further down the thread where she wrote that she didn't want to freak off one last time. She wanted it to be the first time for the rest of our in 2012. Okay. Oh, okay. Cassie Ventura has finally finished her cross-examination testimony and now giving her redirect testimony where prosecutors have a chance to ask her issues the defense lawyer have grilled her on over the past 2 days. They have told the judge this won't take long. Oh, man. Like, how this woman has not gone into labor over the last, 3 days is mad. It is mad. So, the cross-examination is done. Let's see what we've got here. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson is going over many of the same text conversations and events that the defense raised in its cross-examination of Cassie Ventura, trying to present additional context that might refrain those exchanges with Sean Combs in the minds of jurors. Johnson also prompted Ventura about being beaten by Combs in 2016 in the hallways of an LA hotel, an attack infamously captured on security footage aired on CNN last year. Ventura testified that Combs punched her in the face before the attack shown in the video and reiterated her claim that he was upset because she was trying to leave the freak off before he'd given her permission. Prosecutor Emily Johnson asked Cassie Ventura whether she had a clear memory of the events of August 2018 when she alleges that Sean Combs arred her. Ventura said she didn't. A lot was going on in her life. Prosecutor Emily Johnson asked Ventura whether she had a clear memory of events. Ventura said she didn't. Do you have any doubt that Sean arred you? No, Ventura said. All right. Former model Kaja Sokola, former model testifying in Harvey Weinstein's retrial in New York, was seen arriving in the courthouse. Same complex. Okay. Prosecutors direct Cassie Ventura's attention to the text messages sent shortly after the 2018 incident in which she claims Sean Combs arred her. I know I look bad to you, Combs texted her. I can tell you I didn't turn you on. I could tell I didn't turn you on yesterday. What? That is proper psychopath right there. Cassie Ventura confirmed that she had consensual sex with Combs after the alleged R in 2018, something she already acknowledged earlier this week, prompted by prosecutors. Ventura said the consensual sex took place in the same night she missed a FaceTime call with her then boyfriend, now husband, Alex Fine. The timeline of those events was unclear during the defense cross-examination earlier when Combs' lawyer noticed that Fine was enraged after hearing about the alleged SA. A muddled timeline might have led to the jury to believe that missed calls happened during the alleged R, so prosecutors seem to be trying to clear that up. Prosecutors' final questioning of Cassie Ventura ended on the rapid-fire set of queries, during which Ventura broke down crying in her most emotional moment in the trial. Ventura told prosecutors that she wasn't planning to file any more lawsuits against Combs and that she was receiving no money to testify in this trial, and that she would give back her $20 million settlement payment from Sean Combs if doing so could somehow make it so she never participated in the freak-offs. All right. I'd have agency and autonomy, Ventura said, over her voice tightening. I wouldn't have to work so hard to get it back. Cassie Ventura sobbed during her last exchange with prosecutor Emily Johnson, repeating that the freak-offs and the beatings made her feel worthless, like dirt. She told Combs that she didn't want to do them, she said, but feared for her safety, her career, her relationships with Combs if she didn't comply with his wishes. And again, that is a hell of a leverage to have over someone. The government brief redirect Cassie Ventura is over, and the defense team gets a chance to question the prosecution's star witness. Sean Combs' attorney, Anna Silvia, sees Ventura's recent testimony that she feared saying no to freak-offs in part because she didn't want Combs to break up with her. You knew Combs' preferences was to have freak-offs, as Savile said. I didn't know that it was a rule, Ventura responded. You knew, being his girlfriend, he meant performing in freak-offs, as Savile repeated over time. Ventura's acknowledged seeming a bit frazzled. My mind is a little all over the place right now, she said. The Intercontinental Hotel Groups, whose LA location was the site of Cassie Ventura's beating in Sean Combs 2016, has reached a settlement to pay Ventura $10 million, according to her testimony in court just now. The video of the attack that was obtained and aired by CNN last year, just an essay allegations against Sean Combs, were mounting and growing number of civil lawsuits. Damn. All right, it's from an hour ago. Cassie Ventura has finally completed her testimony and left the witness stand after spending 4 consecutive days in her final trimester of pregnancy, testifying against her former boyfriend, Sean Combs. After the court took a break, Combs hugged his attorney, Anna Stavio, who cross-examined Ventura for hours yesterday and today, and the two stood and chatted for a while in relatively empty courtroom. The prosecution has called their next witness after Cassie Ventura, Special Agent Yasin Binda, an investigator in the Department of Homeland Security of Human Transportation Group. It is unclear if there will also be time for Sean Combs' former band member, Don Richard, to testify against him this week, or if Binda's testimony will make up what's left for the day. Ah, it's getting spicy! Oh, we're getting a new character brought into the Diddy sphere. Damn. All right. Where's my freaking right? This is getting mad now. Yes, to Shell. I can't put your message up there because of the words you're using, but I agree. It does seem like the 10 record deal. Could you imagine if you were 19, you signed that deal and you're looking back now going, dick. 10 like if you've got 12 songs on an album, and you're going to plan on doing an album a year, you've got to write a song, record a song a month for 10 years, every month for the next 10 years. I mean, I'm sure some people can do it, but contractually obligated creativity can be a lot different from, having the freedom to do what you're doing. And, Robbie Williams is a prime example of this, because he ended up separating from his songwriter that he wrote all his bangers with, then got this insane deal with Sony, and then went off the rails. It was crazy. And he was trapped in it. It's nuts. Anyway. Yeah, there you go, Rachel Dancer. That's an interesting one too. Yep. Because, I mean, this is... If they're trying to say that this is just what Diddy was into, right? And did she not acknowledge that at the start of the relationship? I just need to reiterate, as a woman of this world, it's all right for you to change your mind later. Okay? Just to be clear. You're allowed to remove that consent. Freaking nuts. Anyway, Homeland Security agent Yasin Binda is describing photographs of a large Ziploc bag. Oh, here we go. Filled with Johnson's & Johnson's baby oil. Lubricant. It's not a lubricant. Okay? There's going to be a lot of people, right, who are taking this as an educational lesson, right? And are going to have, I just want to say, men who have been under rocks, okay, don't put anything oil-based onto, the well-known male ways of having safe, if you know what I'm saying, because they'll just melt. It's also real flammable. I know I keep going on about this, but I know it's somewhere in Las Vegas there is like a birthday stripper buried in the desert because she burst into flames. You can't tell me. You can't. They're next to candles. They're next to candles in that. And some of these Vegas places, there's those indoor fireworks and pyrotechnics in that. Mate, it is so flammable. It is scary. It's scary. So yeah, it is not. It is used to absorb into the skin. Okay, so yeah, lubricant's the opposite of that. Evidence taken during a raid on Shaun Combs' hotel room around the time of his arrest last year. Agents also recovered an external hard drive. So here's the thing. I think the FBI tested the baby oil and found out there was nothing in the baby oil, right? So I imagine this whole room is like a big oiled up human slip and slide at this point. If there's nothing in it. But then, God, it's just so fishy. Special Agent Yasin Bindi is describing Shaun Combs' multi-room hotel suite at the time she helped raid it last year. There was blue mood lighting in one corner of the room. In the bathroom, agents found 5 additional bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Okay. That had been stored in a bathtub. They found a Louis Vuitton bag with a bottle of medication prescribed to Frank Black. And in separate pill bottles, K, MD, that one there. And in the nightstand by the bed, there was 2 additional bottles of lubricant. What? Like, if one of my mates passes away and I've got to empty their house out, and I find more than 2 bottles of lubricant, right? Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. I am done. I'll delete your search history like a good friend so your wife doesn't find any of the mad stuff you've been Googling, and that's it. But more than 2 bottles, and that is dodgy. More photographs. And don't get me wrong, if they were all in a garage and he'd clearly bulk bought them and he was taking one at a time, that's different. Okay? He's got them all spaced about. Like, how crucial is your lube emergency that there needs to be one at every possible station? Do you know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. Okay, with less than half an hour until the trial is suspended for break for the week, the prosecution has called their witness, Don Richard, a former member of the band Dana Kane, which rose from promise after starring in Shaun Combs' TV show, Making the Band. Richard's testimony has been anticipated since it was announced in the court yesterday because she has used Shaun Combs and alleged he abused her on the show. He also said he also witnessed him attacking Cassie Ventura and others. In a long checkered blazer, Richard raised her right hand before taking the stand. All right. Dawn Richards, who performed in 2 bands managed by Shaun Combs, testified that she saw him attack his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura in 2019. Again, not racketeering, not transportation. He came downstairs screaming, belligerent, asking where his food was. And maybe they're trying to showcase a pattern of behavior that would create the reason for the control that he had over these women that goes beyond the business. It has to be, right? They have to be. Yeah. Oh God, I really hope they are. I really hope this isn't it. Because if it is, where all those hard drives, he came downstairs screaming, and she outlined the same alleged assault in the lawsuit she filed in September, accusing Combs of physically and sexually abusing her, among other people. Combs has denied the allegations. Dawn Richards testified that she was visiting Shaun Combs in a Los Angeles home to record music and had joined Cassie Ventura in the kitchen when Combs attacked. He came downstairs angry and was saying, "Where the F was his eggs?" Where the F was his eggs? And he was telling Cassie she never gets anything right. And where the F was his food? Damn. That is that. Do you know, that is the sort of thing that if you've been on like an MDMA binge for 30 years, and you have periodic hours where you're not on it. Screaming where the F are your eggs doesn't seem like doesn't seem that out there. Mad. Richard told the jury, and he came over to the skillet. And he came over to the skillet with the eggs in it, and he tried to hit her over the head, and she fell to the ground. Like, the guy needs to be in jail. See if we hear all of this, and then none of this attributes to his actual charges, and he walks free. We're going to know all this. Like, we can't unhear this. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, God. Yeah, it has to. It has to be showing patterns of coercion, right? Coercion and control, because then they would allow that as an argument to be built. Otherwise, yeah. And again, if anyone who's watching this is actually trained in law, I don't know what I'm talking about and don't claim to be intelligent. So if I've got it wrong, yeah, I can't read properly. Don't be too hard on me. Sean Combs continued to beat Cassie Ventura as she was on the floor, Don Richard testified, then proceeded to take his arm around her neck and dragged her by the hair up the stairs. Richard said that the following day, Combs invited her and her bandmate, Kalina Harper, who also saw the alleged attack, to record music in his studio. Richard testified Combs told the two women that the violence they had witnessed was passion. All right. Okay. So let me just paint you a world where this isn't a courtroom discussion, right? It's an advert for a new vodka, right? Called Passion.